These are times NBA players looked strange wearing the wrong team gear. Starting off with Kawhi Leonard in 2011, having a pre-draft interview wearing Sacramento Kings training gear. Before Kobe signed with the Lakers, he had a pre-draft workout with the Boston Celtics. Can you imagine how much differently his career would have been if he had ended up on the Celtics? Tony Parker spent 17 years at the San Antonio Spurs, so seeing him in a Charlotte Hornets jersey where he spent the last year of his career still feels wrong to this day. Just like Tony Parker, Akeem Olajuwon spent his entire career on one team up until their last season. Most Olajuwon fans don't even acknowledge that he played his last season for the Toronto Raptors. And I don't blame them. It just looks plain wrong to see an old Akeem in a Raptors jersey. Dennis Rodman was on his fair share of NBA teams, but nothing looks quite as strange as him in a Dallas Maverick jersey. He only played 12 games on the Mavs and would retire from the NBA after those 12 games. It's easy to forget Allen Iverson was once on the Memphis Grizzlies in 2009, especially considering he only played a total of 3 games for them. A week after he left the Grizzlies, he would return to Philly to finish off his NBA career. In 2008, the Seattle Supersonics drafted Russell Westbrook. 6 days after the draft, however, the Sonics agreed to move to OKC, so Russ would never actually play a game as a Supersonic. In 2016, Jaylen Brown had a pre-draft workout with the Lakers, but the Lakers decided to pass on him and sign Brandon Ingram that year. A year later, De'Aaron Fox would also have a pre-draft workout with the Lakers, but they were already set on drafting Lonzo Ball. Staying on the Lakers, another player that looks weird in their uniform is none other than two-time MVP Steve Nash, who spent the last 2 years of his career on the team. In 2009, Steph Curry had his first pre-draft workout with none other than his hometown team, the Charlotte Bobcats. To think he was so close to following in his father's footsteps, but luckily for Steph, the Warriors had a higher pick than Charlotte that year. Karl Malone never won a championship in his 18 years with the Utah Jazz, so it was only fitting in his final year in the league, an injured 40-year-old Malone joined the Lakers in the hopes he could finally get his hands on a ring. Spoiler alert, he didn't. An out-of-shape Shawn Kemp spent his last year in the league on the Orlando Magic, which is still strange to see today. We do have to give Kemp his props, as he played 76 games that year. Carmelo Anthony was passed around the league in the last few years of his career, but nothing seems as off-putting than him on the Houston Rockets, where he would play only 10 games. Trae Young is public enemy number 1 in New York City, which makes it even worse for Knicks fans that before he was drafted, he actually had a workout session with them. In 2012, Dame was 1 draft pick away from being a Splash Brother. He had a pre-draft workout with the Warriors, but the Blazers had the pick ahead of them. Shaq was on 3 different teams in each of the last 3 years of his career, but perhaps the team he looked the most out of place in the uniform has to be the Boston Celtics. D-Wade definitely should have spent his entire career on the Miami Heat. Seeing him in a Cavs jersey or a Bulls jersey just looks plain wrong. Dominique Wilkins is the greatest ever Atlanta Hawk player of all time. Seeing him in the Hawks rivals, the Celtics jersey will never look right. Many people forget that Knick legend Patrick Ewing was once a Supersonic, which isn't surprising considering it was a strange sight. Devin Booker had a pre-draft workout with the Detroit Pistons, and even said in the interview after that he would love to be a Piston.
Like I said, Pistons are part of my childhood, so growing up watching the team and just loving the dynasty that they had here and being able to be a part of it, I think I understand the meaning of having Detroit Pistons across my jersey, so, it'd be a great thing for me. And
finally, we have the player who this video wouldn't be complete without. It's Michael Jordan when he came out of retirement for the 2nd time and joined the Washington Wizards, which still doesn't look right to this day.